I'm Tija Hilton Phillips. My daughter, Tija Phillips, will be a senior this year at Linden Hall, and we live in Wrightsville, Pennsylvania. Tara has been at Linden Hall since its first fifth grade class, and so for the past 7 years, going on 8, we've done the 23-mile commute from Wrightsville to Linden Hall. I was the president of the board at St. Stephen's Episcopal School in Harrisburg, and I was at a commencement exercise, and the graduating 8th graders would go up and introduce themselves and say where they were going, and there was a young lady who said that she was going to Linden Hall, and I said, "Linden Hall? What's that?" I said that to the head of school, and she said it's an all-girls school in Lidditz. So I went home and I looked it up on the internet and I fell in love with it, and I said, Tara has to go here. Now at the time she was 3. So it was going to be a long time, and at that time they only had 6th grade. So fast forward to when she's in 4th grade, I'm driving to work one morning, a Linden Hall commercial comes on the radio, and at the very end of it they said, now accepting applications for 5th grade, and I almost crashed my car. I called and they said, oh, we're having testing this weekend. So I scooped her up that weekend, brought her in for testing, and I guess the rest, they say, is history. She came to the back to school picnic and met her class, and they went off on a scavenger hunt, and she came back and she was a changed person. You know, she fell in love on a scavenger hunt. I wanted her to be in an experience that was academically rigorous. That was something that she really needed. Every controversy with girls, usually in elementary and middle school, is a boy. And so I figured if we took boys out of the equation, we would reduce conflict. Not to mention the boys wouldn't be a distraction. And also I wanted her to be in an empowering setting where she could see other girls and teachers that are female excelling at things like science and math, which are things that girls are usually said not to excel at. It was a combination of the academic rigor and excellence that Linden Hall was known for, plus being in an all-girls environment that would be empowering for her. Before I get to the leadership roles that she's had, though, it's just the types of courses that she's experienced here while she's been at Linden Hall. For example, she had, archaeology and women, which was just there's courses I've wanted to audit, right? Archaeology and women. She had forensic science as opposed to just earth science or something like that. In her 9th grade here, she had physics, which is different than the path that most schools follow. In 9th grade, you usually have biology, but it makes sense that physics would be first and then followed by chemistry and then biology. And, she's had wonderful music classes here and art classes. And there's lots of opportunities for girls to become engaged in different things in the school in terms of clubs and extracurricular activities, and also to assume leadership roles. So since she's been here, she was the president of the middle school treble choir. She has been a representative for a student council. She's now, and has been for the past 2 years, the president of the student body council here. She plays varsity basketball, and she was one of the team captains for the basketball team. And there's just numerous opportunities for different types of events that take place on campus that you can step up and become a leader for. So there's lots of opportunities for that. She has become more confident in speaking in front of groups of people. She's very comfortable in that role right now. She and a group of her friends, they thought, wait, why don't we have an a cappella group here at Linden Hall? And she kind of spearheaded it, although she's not in charge of the group per se. She took the initiative to bring people together and to start that. So yeah, her confidence and her leadership skills have just skyrocketed since she's been here. something that's very special and exceptional about Linden Hall is the fact, because there's 225 girls and everyone's known and everyone's name is known. She knows every girl on campus and knows their name. She can say, hey, there's Susan, and also for the number of years that she's been here, she has friends that she has collected over the past 8 years, girls that are in college now, girls who are out of college now, and that she still talks to, and maintains friendships with. She can also ask those girls, what's your experience been like at a certain college, do you have any kind of tips that you could give me? She also has friendships with girls that are all across the United States and around the world, which is just absolutely amazing. Believe it or not, at some colleges there's not as much diversity there as there is here. Some of the things that they get so excited about at the college level, Terry's like, that's nothing new or novel, because, we've been celebrating Chinese New Year, and, I have friends from all of these different countries and all of these different cultures and experiences. The diversity here, the rich tapestry of diversity that exists here is just phenomenal, just phenomenal. I think when you're exposed to different cultures, different religions, different ethnicities, it helps you to become more open in your thinking. It also helps to build compassion and gives you a broader perspective of the world, and that becomes very enriching for yourself. So I think she's benefited on all those levels for being exposed to all of the diversity that exists here at Linden Hall. When we're around sameness all the time, that becomes our comfort zone, and it becomes increasingly more difficult to break outside of that comfort zone. So I think that this experience obviously has not only broadened her mind, but made her become a more open person. She doesn't have walls, and so she's very accepting of other people, which may not have necessarily been the case if she had been in a different environment. Although this is an academically rigorous school, I think that you have to work hard at failing. And I think you have to work hard at failing because there's such a supportive faculty and administration here to help you through academic help or just, reaching out to someone. And even if it's not your particular teacher in that classroom, it could be someone in that same area of math that's more than willing to help you. But the other thing that's really interesting and very special about this place is the way that the girls help and support each other. You can always, look to your peers to help you with notes or to help you get through a class. And what's always exciting is when I come to plays here or sporting events or award ceremonies, how the girls just cheer each other on and support one another, and that's really powerful and really special. It was probably one of the best decisions that my husband and I ever made, was to send her to Linden Hall.